Testing, if you can hear me eating.
I've got croissants on my socks. Croissants.
Hello, welcome to Good for a Change. This is a podcast where we aim to combat the awful everyday news you hear with stories that will make you smile. And this is the first one for 2020.
Yay, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, yay! Holly, would you like to say yay?
Yay.
Okay, great. Well, I'm Jarrod, and with me going yay is Holly.
Hello, Holly.
And also is Sean.
Hello.
How are we?
Good.
I'm excellent now because I have just found out that Freckle Flavour Strawberry is written by Julianne Moore, as in the Julianne Moore.
Great.
Now we know that.
We
Look,
do know that.
This is a picture of her holding the book. I'm going to have to say that now because I've spoken about it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For reference, I got my mum the book. The book is downstairs at the studio where we're recording this. Jarrod commented on it. Holly did some Googling. Here we are now.
And now we're full of joy.
Now we're full of joy. Sean?
Well, do you know who else is full of joy?
Who's full of joy?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well, you're going to love this story about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, hero of our time, is the owner or part owner of an ice cream company.
Really?
Yeah.
Classic Dwayne.
I mean, like, he owns a few things. I've noticed lately on Instagram, because I think the podcast account follows Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like something we would do.
So we get a lot of Dwayne The Rock Johnson imagery on our Instagram feed. He owns a tequila company as well.
That I knew.
Yeah, but he does co-own this ice cream company now. Mm-hmm. And for Christmas, he released some very special Dwayne The Rock Johnson ice cream flavors.
Okay.
It was a special...
Rock flavour.
Yeah.
Boulder flavour, pebble flavour.
No. So
Shingle flavour.
One of the flavors was called Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Okay, great. Were they all Christmas puns?
That one was. It was a 5-pack of different flavors.
Okay.
From what I could tell, there were 2 that were specifically like him themed that he had like done.
Gin Mungie?
No. The other flavor was I Saw Mummy Kissing Dwanta Claus. So what I've learned is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson loves Christmas.
Okay.
One of the things I believe in previous years, he bought his mum a house for Christmas.
Okay.
And at Christmas, basically, he becomes Dwanta Claus. It's this like...
Do you think it's Dwayne
character.
Claus?
No, I had to watch a video of him saying it because I couldn't work out if it was Dwayne Claus or Dwanta Claus.
Wow.
It's Dwanta Claus.
That's the wrong way round, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll never say that again, but I think Dwayne might have made a mistake there.
If you're listening, Dwayne, you've got bigger muscles than all of us combined, so don't...
Also, you're
don't
great.
commit.
We love you.
Gin Mungie?
So along those lines, there are a lot of celebrity ice cream flavors, although none that I could find were like owned by celebrities.
I know Ben and Jerry's do a lot of those sorts of things.
But they're sort of parody ones rather than like specifically like
Dwayne The Rock
made
Johnson making ice cream named after himself.
Yeah. Would you like to know what some of those flavors were though?
Yeah.
Just as
no, thanks.
You don't care.
Holly, what's your... No.
Well, I Saw Mummy Kissing Dwanta Claus
Yep.
was peanut butter, choc chip cookie dough, milk chocolate, caramel fudge swirl with whiskey. So that was deemed one of the
so he is putting in
naughty flavors. There was naughty flavors and nice flavors.
I mean, I feel like we're heading towards Gin Mungie.
And then Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Mm-hmm. This is very interesting. So, it featured Pacific Northwest spruce ice cream.
Okay.
So it tasted like a pine tree.
That's like when we went to the Daintree Rainforest, though. We had Daintree Rainforest ice cream, and I don't remember specifically what was in it, but that was a very herbally,
earthy taste.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't like a sweet flavor or a savory flavor. It was like a tree flavor. Oh, it's nice. If anyone is in
Ice
the Daintree. Ice cream.
Oh, I am all about the puns.
Oh dear. They contain other flavors as well, but that was that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ben and Jerry's does have a few celebrity ones. So there was the Ron Burgundy flavor Scotch. Mm-hmm. There was a frozen Greek yogurt one that was based on Tina Fey, which was the Liz Lemon flavor.
Oh, yes.
There's been Cherry Garcia, I think, was like one of the most famous ones, named after Jerry Garcia.
I know that in the Marvel universe, and I think Ben and Jerry's might have actually made it. They had a Hulka Burn and Fudge. Yeah.
That's funny.
They're all pun named ones after celebrities, and that's where it sort of stems from. So there is a lot like that. I also found out that Roger Moore potentially invented the Magnum.
Really?
Yes. So
Roger Moore, as in 007
as in
himself.
007, potentially invented the Magnum.
Is he related to Julianne Moore?
Hollie's doing
The
more Googling this
more
episode.
you know.
That's the name of the episode. So Roger Moore allegedly used to like ice cream sandwiches. Hollie loves an ice cream, not ice cream sandwiches. The what are they? Choc ice, which is just a ice cream covered in chocolate.
It's not got a stick. It's just in paper.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm not too moved by it
No, me
because it
either.
doesn't have a stick. I find it hard to eat. Roger Moore goes one day, this would be a great ice cream if this had a stick. And he told like the president of Walls or something, which is out here, it's Peters, I think it is, or Streets, or it's one of them. It's this one ice cream company that has the same logo around the world, but a different name in every country.
Yep, of course.
Anyway, he told the president of that company, this would be a great ice cream if it was on a stick. And then like a year later, the Magnum came out.
I think Roger Moore invented the Magnum.
Yeah.
I'd say without doubt.
I believe the ice cream company denies it.
Oh, of course they would.
But I think James Bond invented the ice cream. The Magnum ice cream.
Magnum.
Oh my gosh, that makes sense because it's James Bond with a gun. Magnum. Anyway.
Julianne Moore is not related to Roger
he's-
Moore, in case anyone was still interested in that.
I feel like my joke's not going to work anymore.
Sorry.
I was going to
Anymore?
say anymore. Eh?
Oh.
I'm just going to say that that James Bond's quite suave and sure of himself. So it was the Magnum Ego, which is another type of Magnum, has the caramel in it. Never mind. Anyway, Hollie, please save me from this and tell me a story.
If I knew more about ice creams or guns, that would be hilarious. Bless you.
Save me.
Speaking of ex-wrestlers, I today have a story about another of my favourite people, John Cena. Did you know that John Cena has
An ice cream company?
an ice cream company? He's got ice cream flavours such as cinnamon. You okay?
Oh god.
No, that wasn't the thing.
No, I know, but I'm so impressed with you. Also, because you read that off your page like it was real.
That's because I had to look at the word Cena and quickly
Okay,
think about
great.
it. I was like, Cena,
Yep.
Cena. So, John Cena has, above and beyond, granted the most Make-A-Wish wishes of any celebrity.
Really?
Yeah, so he has done 600 plus Make-A-Wish visits.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Most celebrities don't pass 300.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about John Cena, but honestly, like, if someone went, who would you like to meet, Hollie? I probably would say John Cena.
I'd say Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, to be fair.
You might buy me a house. It's
I wonder if
Dwayne
they're-
Claus.
I wonder if they're close in level.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who gets
Yeah.
more requests every year? Obviously John Cena
John
fills
Cena.
more requests.
So John Cena did it by accident the first time.
Just walked into a room and went, oh gosh.
That's basically what happened.
Oh, really?
So he was still, I don't know very much about wrestling, like a low level wrestler. Mm-hmm. This guy was like, there's a kid in here who wants to meet wrestlers, come and say hello, kind of thing.
Yep.
So he did, and he was like, oh, that was really fun. And then after that, he found out that it was Make-A-Wish, and he was like, that is the best thing I've ever done. And he has said to Make-A-Wish, I will drop anything to do this.
Ah,
That's very cool.
He was like, anytime you need me, I will come and I will do this for you.
that's amazing.
Because he said, if someone asked me who I wanted to see, top of my list would not be myself. Like, I won't be like, oh, John Cena. But it's amazing that people do say that,
Yeah.
and that people do want to have those interactions with him so much that they make that happen. He's
Yeah.
like, if they want to see me that bad, I can only give them my time.
I'm going to throw it out there, and I hope it's as true as it seems from the outside. Mm-hmm. But both John Cena and Dwayne The Rock Johnson seem like the most absolutely genuine, giving people.
Yeah.
And I find it so interesting that from their background as wrestlers, that's
the result.
The result.
Yeah.
Because here is a world that is, however fake it is,
what?
So like macho and grizzly and blah, and for them to be such gentle souls.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think is so interesting.
I've just tried to look up then to see how many The Rock's done, just sort of seeing numbers, and they didn't have exact numbers, but they had video of him on the Jungle Cruise movie that he just made for Disney with a kid on there.
Oh, nice.
And generally with Make-A-Wish, I think they're only around them for maybe half an hour tops, especially on a film set.
Yeah.
From what I could see there, The Rock had them on from like 8 o'clock in the morning until like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And spent spent the whole day with them. Every time they yell cut, he would go and sit with them and chat with them.
That's amazing.
Which I think is excellent. Do you remember, Sean, when we went to Sesame Street, which we alluded to the last episode?
Yep.
Do you remember
way back in 2019? If anyone remembers back then.
There was a Make-A-Wish kid there.
Yeah.
And they, cut tape and they spent all their time focusing on this girl and they recorded videos with her.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And all the characters came over. She was in a pusher or a...
She's in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And like Elmo came out and like hung out with her and like was talking and was like bopping her on the nose and like all those kind of...
It was this really nice moment. I remember at one point they filmed something with her and I think Elmo was there, and I sat with Eric Jacobson, who plays Grover and Bert, and I looked at him and I said, how often are they doing this? And he said, we get probably 2-3 days a week. Wow. He said, and this is what we do for all of them. So they just throw all their attention on these kids for half an hour. I mean, these people are making a television show. These people have budgets. These people have crews that, need to go home at a certain time. But no, everyone stops for half an hour and focuses on these kids. And I think it's excellent. It was really, really nice to watch.
A friend of mine over in America, her son was born with a heart disease and required incredible operations multiple times, and I think they're the strongest family for getting through it. And he was gifted a Make-A-Wish thing because he spent a lot of his early years in hospital. And they got to go to Disney World. That was what he wanted. He wanted to go to Disney World. And
good choice.
They got to very good choice. They stayed at the actual accommodation they stayed at was like a Make-A-Wish property.
Yep.
I don't know if it was Make-A-Wish or another company or something like that, but it was specifically for these kids. And she said they ended up spending like almost more time there than in the parks because one, it was a little quieter, I think, but there were all the facilities there for them. There were like arcades, there was a pool, there was like all that kind of stuff there for these kids and the family and the support they needed.
Well, I know a lot of those places around the Disney resorts have deals with Disney company where a lot of these characters will come to the hotel or whatever it is. Even if it's not a Disney owned hotel, they will still come to the hotel so that these kids can actually get that interaction they're after. I've just looked it up then because I couldn't remember the name, but there's a wonderful documentary called Bat Kid Begins.
Oh, yes.
About a small 5-year-old boy who wanted to become Batman for a day, and San Francisco, the entire city, got on board. They had like hundreds of thousands of people like lined the streets cheering this kid on. They had actors, they had the police department, they had the mayor doing videos of help me Bat Kid.
Yeah, and he like literally was like taken around town with a guy and they like stopped crime and like all sorts of stuff. It was this whole massive setup.
An amazing documentary.
One of the like Batmobile replicas came out for the day and like all sorts of stuff.
It's a really, really great documentary. I watched it on the plane coming back from your wedding. And I'm not afraid to admit that I had a little week to myself watching this.
Honestly, I'm tearing up just hearing it.
It was genuinely a really great thing. And I should point out the kid is, whatever the illness he had, subsided, whatever it is. He's cured and he's now, a healthy healthy kid. Yeah.
I think that's so lovely. I think it's so lovely to have something like fame. It's like such a non-tangible thing, and it's to have respect and to have fame and to be able to use that in a way that is good for the world.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so great. And I think that's the thing about The Rock and about John Cena and about, these these wonderful people who do this is that they know that they have this thing, and not everyone has this thing, and so you've got to use it in a way that is positive.
I mean, I remember reading somewhere once, the celebrity said, someone said, to this celebrity, you're always so nice to everyone. And he said, well, a moment in my life can change someone else's.
Yeah.
And so I think, for John Cena and The Rock, okay, yeah, they're spending an hour with these people. They'll go home and,
have dinner
and, this kid will remember that for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And also, I think the Make-A-Wish Foundation, you hear a lot of bad things about a lot of charities, a lot of misuses of funds and stuff. I don't think there's ever been anything bad about the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It's such a pure thing to do, and it's a thing that is similar to what I was saying. You've not got something that's tangible. You're not adopting dogs, and you're not changing the world in that way, but to bring joy to humans in a charitable way, I think is one of the greatest causes in the world.
Well, I just looked it up then. John Cena's done 600 of these. Let's say he spent an hour with each of these things. 600 hours is 25 days. Straight.
Yeah.
Imagine spending 25 days straight doing, helping sick kids.
Yeah,
it's excellent.
Yeah.
Incredible. It really it made me happy.
I know, I remember, I think it was the Oprah Winfrey podcast.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, just to shout out another podcast that you can listen to after you listen to our one.
She doesn't need us, but
I'm glad that Oprah's finally getting the promotion she deserves.
But she did this interview, I guess, with The Rock, and he talked about his growing up and wrestling and all that. And I don't think he came from a healthy background as a child kind of thing, and it was really...
Well, it's the same as John Cena. I think he was bullied as a kid.
Yeah.
So you've got this big turnaround where suddenly you've started off not in a good place, you've achieved something fantastic, and now you're giving back to people that also might not be in a good place.
Yeah.
And that is so honourable.
Well, along the lines of amazing celebrities, let's talk about Anna Kendrick.
Oh, yes, please.
One of my favourite human beings in the world.
Incredible.
So, New York Islander hockey player Anthony Beauvillier, Hollie knows this story, has had a crush on actor Anna Kendrick for many years.
As we all have.
Yeah. As we all have. I've had a crush on her since I can remember, and she hasn't even been popular that long. So he finally decided to do something about it and introduced himself to her on Twitter. Now, Anna is a well-known Twitter user. She's very funny. If you're not following her, you should, because she's genuinely hilarious. Again, if you haven't read her book...
More people that probably don't need our promotion on this podcast.
But if you haven't read her book...
We got you, Anna.
Scrappy Little Nobody. I read that thing in 2 days. It's great. But because, she's quite well-known and quite funny on Twitter, his teammates and other fans felt the need to talk him up.
So the tweet just said, "Hi, Anna Kendrick."
Yeah, it just said, "Hi, Anna Kendrick." Right? Now, I have got some of the tweets here. So this one said, "Bo, thank you again for saving all those kittens at that animal shelter in the Bahamas when the hurricane hit. Still amazed that you swam to Miami with all of it on your back." Another says, "Thanks for performing open heart surgery on me, man. I appreciate it." Remember, Bo, when you saved me from a burning building, cooked me a 7-course meal and taught me 8 languages? That was a great day. Thanks for running into that burning orphanage the other day to save those kids. That image of your built chest walking out of the fire holding that little girl in your arms will stick with me forever. Truly a hero. Hey, Bo, the folks at NASA called. Looks like they're going to need you to save the world from another planet-ending asteroid again. Yeah, I know, it's getting old saving the world, but face it, you're our only hope. Thanks, the entire world owes you for your sacrifice. I mean, it's
what a great
worth
team
a
effort
go.
there.
Yeah, team effort. That was fans and friends.
Did she respond?
So yes, she did.
Yes.
It took her a couple of days. She responded saying, "These replies have been my entertainment for the last 2 days. Thank you all for regaling me with the true tales of this man's heroism."
Have they met?
Well, they have not met. See, here's where unfortunately Bo's plan goes poorly.
Oh, no,
Anna has been in a relationship with cinematographer Ben Richardson since 2014.
Oof.
So
Classic
unfortunately,
Bo.
I mean, it's just a quick Google, Bo, and you could have saved all this, because it is the first thing that comes up when you type in Anna Kendrick boyfriend, which I often Google. Just I need to make sure if she's ever single, I'm going to jump through that window.
You need one of those websites that's is Anna Kendrick still with her boyfriend? And then when they do is this person still the Prime Minister?
Yeah, or is this person alive? And you click it, it's like, yes.
Yeah.
And then one day it's going to be like, no.
and then you'll
That's not very good news.
It's not very good news. I'm sorry.
Also, this felt a little creepy.
It's fine. Yeah,
No, we're very happy for Anna Kendrick and her boyfriend.
But good on your bow. Like, it's a red hot go, mate.
That's all you can do, isn't it?
That's all you can do.
When I was about, I don't know, 16, I would tweet Mika a lot.
Would you?
Just in case.
Yep.
Gonna have to delete my Twitter now.
Yep. I have gone and deleted most of my tweets.
Have you?
Yeah. I tweeted John Mulaney.
Yeah.
This is before he was even like real famous.
Yeah.
I never got anything back.
Talk a lot about John Mulaney.
Back when MySpace was a thing.
Yep.
And we started the Lazy Creations group in high school.
Yep.
Which is our little collective of thing that we've been doing for years. We had a little MySpace page. And I thought I would add a bunch of people.
Yep.
Including comedians like Adam Hills. And fun fact, the first person to have ever commented on our MySpace was Adam Hills.
Really?
Yeah.
Why have I forgotten that?
Don't know, but there you go. Adam Hills was the first person to comment on our MySpace back in the day.
What did he comment?
Probably like,
Great, thumbs
thanks.
up or something.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No, I back in the MySpace days, I used to like send messages to a lot of celebrities.
Yep.
And like people who now you would like, I don't even remember half these people's names. They were like Australian comedians who were on like, you know, comedy shows.
Yeah.
That nowadays are like probably, you know, doing admin somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were a couple that were like great, and I was like quite friendly with for a little while, and then there were others that I just never heard from.
Yeah. Claire Hooper, Australian British Bake Off.
Yes,
she was also a MySpace person at the time.
I believe
I think we got some comments from her.
Yeah, I believe she was one of the celebrities that I
Put her straight into the top 8.
Yep, great.
Straight in the top 8.
I remember when Facebook like first became a thing, and like, you know, that was when you used to like a celebrity, but you didn't understand. But at that time, I didn't understand that I was just liking a fan page or like something. And so, like, I remember once, I can't remember who it was now, but like some fairly big celebrity, and I was so excited that like, oh my god, this person accepted my friend request, and now I'm gonna be best friends with like whoever the hell it was. I don't remember.
Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah. And then within like a good 15 minutes, realizing, oh no, I'm not actually Facebook friends with Oprah. I've just liked her page and just been really upset that me and Oprah weren't going to become best friends.
No.
Holly has met Oprah.
Have you met Oprah?
Yeah, when I worked in the theatre, she came in to see Speed the Plough with Lindsay Lohan, and she's obviously good friends with Lindsay Lohan. And she was there. Said howdy.
Did she say howdy?
Howdy, yeah.
Did she go, howdy, Holly?
No, I don't know Oprah. I only liked her Facebook page in 2008. So she doesn't know my name.
Oh.
But yeah, Oprah. Yeah, a few people.
Well, you've met a few celebrities, haven't you? Who else have you met?
Prince Charles, as
Yes.
previously discussed.
Yep.
Lindsay Lohan at that job.
Lindsay Lohan's mum thinks Holly's cute.
Yes.
I worked on Spamalot, the Playhouse, for a long time, and in that show, the role of God was projected on, and it was like a different celebrity every week. And so when those celebrities changed, those celebrities would come in. So it'd be like Brian Cox, the scientist. I met, what's his name? Ronnie Corbett came in once.
Jealous.
Yeah, it was
nice.
a lot. It was very, very regularly. We'd have very famous people. All of the Monty Python gang came in once.
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. That was a fun time.
What celebrities have you met?
I swore in front of Daniel Radcliffe.
That's right, you did too. Tell the story.
I was working an award ceremony, and things weren't going 100% to plan. He was on Broadway at the time and was presenting and probably receiving an award that night, and had to get changed. So my office, which was a dressing room, was going to be apprehended by his team to become his dressing room. And I needed to know how long for, and whether I could take my printer to wherever I was going, or whether I could just come back and use my printer again. And his manager, I guess, or whoever it was, just like didn't give me enough information. And then my manager came back in, and we just had a bit of a swear because we were both Australians. And he was just sitting in the corner having a lovely time.
Oh, sorry, Harry Potter.
Yep.
Sorry, Harry Potter.
Yeah, so that's me swearing in front of Daniel Radcliffe.
Nice.
Who have you met?
no one as good as, Daniel Radcliffe and Ronnie Corbett.
That's really like a golden shining moment in my life.
I met Anthony the Blue Wiggle.
Ooh! Is he still a Wiggle now?
Yes, he's still a Wiggle now. He bought his milk from me.
Did he?
Yep.
That's cool.
That was, and then I looked out, and there was a van that had the Wiggle logo on it, and you could see Jeff in there, and I was like, oh my god, the Wiggles are like in my town, right there.
Well, if you've seen something that's good, or you have some good news, you can always email us at goodforachangepodcast@gmail.com.
We've had a couple of people who have sent us a few good news stories.
Hey, utilising that email.
Utilising that email. So we have had one from listener Emily.
Oh, hello, Emily.
Who sent us a story about 4 guys who wrote a letter to their neighbour to ask if they could hang out with the dog.
Oh, I saw this.
I did see this.
Yeah. And then the dog replied, and it was really sweet. It was very wholesome. I thoroughly enjoyed that story. Thank you so much, Emily. And listener Tracy sent us 2 stories.
Oh my goodness, Tracy.
I know, she's keen.
Big fan.
She's my mum.
I mean, I didn't think we were going to reveal that part.
That was such a Hugh Jackman moment. Like, hi, Mum.
Why don't you tell one story now and save one for next week?
Oh, let's tell one story now and save one for next week. Okay. A woman on Reddit did the Secret Santa thing on Reddit, and her Secret Santa was Bill Gates.
Yeah,
How does she know that?
He's well into it because
I think
he
when
writes
you're Secret Santa.
Love from Bill Gates, and also it's
Well, he doesn't know how to do Secret Santa.
Yeah, no, he's quite big into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are 2. I really thoroughly enjoyed both those stories. It keeps me cheery in the week.
If you could have been Secret Santed by a celebrity, to keep it on our celebrity episode, this one, who would you wish your Secret Santa to be?
I would like Julianne Moore to send me a signed copy of Freckleface Strawberry.
Please, Julianne. I would like Dwayne The Rock Johnson to send me an ice cream pot that says Jinmanji on it.
Sean?
Oh, you guys went like really funny. I was just going to say Lin-Manuel Miranda because...
Oh. Oh, this is awkward.
I feel like he'd get a good gift though.
Yeah, I feel like he's got good taste.
He has got good taste. You know why he has such good taste?
Why?
Because there's a lot of good in his life.
There is a lot of good in his life.
But Sean,
yeah,
what's good in your life?
What's good in my life? For Christmas, we got my sister a board game, I guess you could call it. And it was called Sloth Charades. Now, it's not a traditional board game in the sense that it doesn't have a board, but the idea is you act out charades.
It's charades.
It's
what it is.
The point of difference, though, is that it contains a giant inflatable sloth costume that you need to wear.
Yes.
And we opened it on Christmas Eve with my family because my mum was like, oh, we should try and take a present that's going to be like an icebreaker. And we were like, boom, got which present we'll be taking. At which point, the sloth costume came out, and my sister wore it as expected, and it was hilarious instantly.
Yeah, it was.
It was great.
Hilarious.
I was getting photos and videos the whole time.
Then Holly wore the sloth outfit, and honestly, I thought it's probably going to be me next, and that's going to be it. The next thing, my mum is getting into the sloth costume, which was hilarious, and she's doing all sorts of funny poses and dance steps and stuff. And then
you went in the sloth
I went in the sloth costume, which was good fun.
And
then my dad went in the sloth costume.
It was amazing.
It was and then Dad fell over, and then no one else went in the sloth costume again that evening.
I
we almost lost the television, but
I kept messaging you to get your grandfather into it
before
I'd known that there was an accident.
Yes.
It wasn't it was a small fall.
It just looked dramatic because the sloth is about 8 foot tall.
Oh, it's huge. So yeah, your mum you guys I should say got that from my work.
Yes.
They sold out real quickly. There was a ballerina one as well.
Yeah.
That looked.
And the dinosaur one.
And there was a dinosaur.
But the dinosaur's head was really tall.
Yeah.
Wasn't
so
the
if you
dinosaur
think
just the
like
hands?
the sloth was like a dome above your head.
Again,
it was
wonderful visual medium
an
podcasting.
entire dinosaur head.
Holly is reenacting how large.
I mean,
this
if you go onto the show notes on Instagram, we're going to put a picture of Holly in a sloth costume.
I will. It'll be a good time.
But it looks like fun. I plan on, after we finish this podcast, putting that thing on. I have told your sister I'll be doing it.
Good.
She's like, yep, great, go for it.
Yeah, we'll just post that on the Instagram then as well.
Great.
I'll do the Running Man in it.
So aside from the fact that you are imminently about to wear a giant inflatable sloth outfit, Jarrod, what's good in your life?
So my niece, my 5-year-old niece, the one I spoke about recently who farted in my face.
Oh, yeah.
I know the one.
Yeah, you know the one.
Way back in 2019.
Back in 2019. She is really into science at the moment.
Oh, cool.
And her new favourite thing to do is come up to me and ask if we can do science experiments. Which is my favourite thing in the world. And so we did a few. We've done one where you get milk. And you put a little bit of food dye into it, and then you dip a Q-tip in dish soap, and you sort of blot it onto the food dye, and it spreads.
That's exciting.
And you can make these big, beautiful artwork. And she, that ended up leading to her going, "What would that taste like?" And I'm like, "Well, we're not going to taste it because it's got dish soap in it." And she's like, "Yeah, but what does food dye taste like?" And so I'm like, "Well, nothing." And so she ended up drinking blue milk that I made her. I had red milk. Bit of fun, bit of crazy. We also, her favourite one to do at the moment is to get a balloon. And you put sticky tape over it in an X. And then you put the pin through it. Yeah, you put the pin through it and it doesn't pop. And her little mind exploded when we did that.
This is the wonderful thing about science. Holly and I have done some magic shows in the past. We're not magicians. We don't claim to be magicians, but we've had some magic themed shows. And what's wonderful is that you can do a lot of science experiments, but if you restructure them and put some narrative to them, they come out like magic tricks. Because science is sometimes unexplainable, especially to young minds. You don't know what's the science behind it, whatever it is, but it's impressive.
Well, the two great experiments that she's really enjoyed. First one, we put an egg in vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
And if you leave it for a few days, it becomes a bouncy egg. It the shell dissolves, but the sort of that membrane stays and is quite hard. And you can bounce this egg. Obviously, you can't bounce it like a basketball, but off the table, a few centimeters up, you can drop it. It'll bounce. It's still liquid inside.
Oh, eggs just so weird.
It will make
handle eggs.
Yeah, no, you're not an egg fan. It will make your house reek of vinegar for 3 days.
Cool.
And then we after we left it for about 5 days in the end, and then we cut it open. And it reeked. But it was a lot of fun. She loved it. And everyone who walked into our house, she had to tell them about the bouncy egg. I had to take photos and send it to people because she told people. And the other one we did is we made our own cloud.
Oh.
How do you make a cloud, you may ask? It's real easy. You get a jar. You pour water out of the kettle that's boiled into it. And then you put some ice cubes in the lid, but have the lid upside down. The ice cube on there. You swish the hot water in the jar, and this is the part, the magic-y part, the crux of it, you spray hairspray into it, and then you put the thing back on top, and I don't know how it happens, all the chemical reactions sort of heat, come together, and basically a little cloud forms.
Wow.
And then you lift it up, and the cloud will, float away.
Whoa.
That's very impressive.
It's very impressive.
That's
I was,
cool.
I think, more impressed than she was. She loved it. But I did it. She got bored after about 10 minutes of it. I kept going.
Holly, what's good in your life?
What is good in my life? We are very shortly going to the UK, and I'm very excited.
Well, we're not. I'm not going anywhere.
Jarrod's not coming. I'm sure everyone would like it if you did, but
I would like it if I did.
Jarrod's not available.
Not that I'm not available. I wasn't invited.
Well, this is your formal invitation if you're
great. I'll come. I can't afford it, and I haven't got a passport valid, but that's fine.
Great. So we are going to the UK. We've got some shows in Europe that we're going to do, but we are going to spend a month in the UK, and we're going to hang out with my family, and we're going to do Christmas again, and we're going to see all of our friends. And I'm really excited.
Wonderful.
I just would like to play some board games with people who aren't Jarrod.
Wow!
No offense, Jarrod, it's just...
Is that all the offense taken?
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, this whole podcast has now culminated in my feelings being hurt, but that's okay because now we've come to the end. So I'm going to go put on a sloth costume and feel good about myself. And you're not invited, Holly.
That's fair enough.
Okay, but this is a good news podcast where we're all happy and joyful, so maybe we should make up quickly.
Yeah.
Let's shake hands.
Wow.
We shook hands.
Again, great visual medium reference there.
But what can people do if they want to make us feel good about it?
If they would like to make us feel good about ourselves, they can leave us kind and warm 5-star reviews.
But what if they want to leave us maybe a 1 or 2 or 3 or a 4-star review?
Ooh, yeah. So about that,
is there a policy that I'm not unaware of?
there is a policy document, unfortunately, that does disallow 1, 2, 3 and 4-star reviews. Unfortunately, we can only accept 5-star reviews. Everyone has been very good and followed that policy to this point. There will be legal action if you don't.
Yep. So, we will sue.
Yeah, we'll get in touch.
We've become quite litigious.
That's my New Year's resolution. Just study law.
Yeah. So yes, 5 stars only. 5 stars.
Because it makes us happy. It also helps spread the news and shares it around and does important stuff for us.
We're very grateful for those who do leave us nice reviews.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
Absolutely.
Because of suing people. I think it's time we get out of here. Thank you very much, Holly.
Thanks, Jarrod.
Thank you very much, Sean.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Jarrod. You're welcome.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.